I've been suffering from mood disorders since at least the beginning of graduate school, but it took me years to realize it because I'm high functioning. Most of the time, my symptoms are invisible to others, and sometimes they're even viewed positively. Overachieving is celebrated in academia and at U of M, even though it can be very harmful. I struggled a lot in my first year of my PhD program due to imposter syndrome. I didn't think I deserved to be there. I began to worry a lot about what my professors and peers thought about me. My anxiety only made it harder for me to do my best work. But after a while, I settled into my classes and things seemed to improve a bit. At the start of my fourth year, my mental health worsened again. After completing coursework and exams, I left to do archival research in the Philippines and throughout the US. It was difficult to live by myself abroad and to do so much traveling without the support networks that I developed at U of M. I struggled with depressive symptoms and had difficulty sleeping. At the time, I felt alone. It was not until the end of my program that I realized so many of my peers were having a similar experience. I've always struggled with sleep, but 2 years ago, I had a severe bout of insomnia that led to a panic attack. I couldn't sleep for several days in a row, and I felt intense muscle tension like I had never experienced. I remember I was having brunch with my partner and some friends when I suddenly felt dizzy and detached, and it was hard to breathe. I had this feeling like I was going to die, but I couldn't explain to those around me what was happening. I went to an urgent care clinic for help, and the doctor told me that I was physically fine. They suggested that I follow up with my primary care doctor about depression and anxiety and taking antidepressants. I was completely shocked. My regular doctor also diagnosed me with anxiety and depression, yet I was still unable to accept it. I thought I was happy, and I didn't notice having anxious thoughts. I just couldn't sleep. I then did a sleep study and my results were normal. The sleep doctor became the third doctor to confirm that psychological issues were the root of my poor sleep. This was when I started to accept that I might actually have depression and anxiety. The way I was feeling had just become so normal to me that I couldn't fully recognize my symptoms. My initial therapy appointment was with a CAPS counselor at Rackham who understood the specific struggles of academia. This CAPS counselor gave me a list of therapists in the Ann Arbor area with extensive experience working with PhD students. And from there, I was able to find a regular therapist. I also applied for the Rackham Emergency Grant, which covered my specialist visits and some initial therapy sessions related to my panic attacks and insomnia. I eventually found a great doctor at UHS, and my appointments were fully covered as a U of M student. My psychiatrist at UHS was also really great at helping me find another psychiatrist who took my insurance after I graduated. To manage my symptoms, I meet with a therapist regularly and I take an antidepressant medication. I also practice yoga and mindfulness and regularly write in my journal to keep track of how I'm feeling. The self-reflexivity of journaling helps me to process and regulate negative emotions. When I'm feeling really overwhelmed, I turn to my close friends and my partner. Some of my good friends are PhD students studying psychology, and they have been really important sources of support. On a couple of occasions, my friends have even texted their family members who are doctors to find immediate answers to my questions. When I'm struggling, I know that I can look to those around me for help. One key thing that I've learned from my mental health journey is that I am not alone. When I started talking more openly about my mental health on social media, other academics reached out to tell me about their struggles. I've learned that it is so common among academics, even if they don't talk openly about it. As a graduate student, you are faced with so many challenges, and oftentimes students suffer from mental health issues in silence. However, you are not alone. With the help of my support network, and after seeking the care I needed, I was able to finish my PhD. Now, I'm a postdoctoral fellow at U of M with plans to pursue a career in academia. If you are struggling with your mental health, know that there are people and resources waiting to help you. Recognizing that you're struggling and taking that first step towards seeking help can make all the difference.